Today here on the show with me, I have Bill Demas, President and CEO, and John Whaley, Founder and Principal Engineer of MokaFive. So I hear you have a big announcement to make.
We do. First of all, Kristen, it's great to be on the program. We are really excited to be announcing, after 3 years of great research and R&D that John will talk about, our virtual desktop solution, which is the best and most complete solution for IT administrators to create virtual desktops, manage virtual desktops, update virtual desktops, and deploy them. And we think we've got some cool, innovative technology with 15 patents pending.
Why don't you explain kind of your technology and the key feature set?
Okay, I'll pass it off to our PhD and founding engineer, John Whaley.
Sure. The idea is that we just wanted to make computing a lot easier,
right.
Especially for both the end users and the IT administrators. So the idea is you run your desktops on top of a virtual machine, and then you can get all the benefits of virtualization on your desktop. First of all, you can take your computer along with you anywhere you go on a USB drive, plug it into a machine, and use it right there. You can share your desktop with other people. You can share it over the web, and you could administer any number of desktops. Just from one centralized location all around the world.
That's excellent. So a core piece of your technology is that it interfaces with the VMware player. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But you basically add a sequence of features basically onto the player, right? Something that they don't provide.
Yeah, virtual machine technology, the hypervisor layers, is really becoming commoditized nowadays.
Right.
With VMware and Zen and VirtualBox Parallels, all of these offerings. And what we're doing is we build a whole set of intelligent services around that VMM core technology layer.
We can swap out different virtual machine monitors, which are becoming increasingly commoditized, but the value that we bring is in our streaming technology, the prefetch, some of the stuff I think we'll be talking about in a little bit.
Sure.
With our bare metal system. So in essence, we have our own compressed Linux that can run directly on any x86 to support the Live PC environment. We run on Windows as a host, Mac on a host, Linux as a host. So I think it's all that other stuff, and it happens to run using this VMM technology.
Great. So you mentioned the streaming technology. They're able to stream kind of directly from a host. How does that work exactly?
So the idea is that your image, what we call a live PC, lives up in the cloud on some server somewhere,
right.
And then what happens is that image can be streamed over the network. We use HTTP or HTTPS to stream
Great.
to stream the bits for that image over to your local computer. So what that means is if the administrator of that image ever makes any updates, the system will automatically start downloading that in the background, and once it has all the new bits for the new image, it'll automatically start using that new image.
So do those updates happen at the guest operating system level or the virtual machine level?
So the updates actually happen at the virtual machine level.
Okay.
The biggest thing is we wanted this to be as easy and seamless as possible, and so the user actually doesn't do anything. They don't even know that an update has happened. It just starts streaming it in the background, and then the next time they start up the live PC, they're running the latest version.
Okay, that's great. So how does it automatically update kind of these virtual machines while keeping the user files intact?
So what we do is we actually split off the data into two parts. One is the system state, which is like your operating system and your applications, and the other part is the user data, and that's things like your documents and settings and things like that. Every time you start up, you get a fresh copy of the system data. So what that means is every time, if you ever get any spyware or malware or like viruses, things like that infects your operating system or applications, all the user has to do is just shut it down, start it back up, and all the spyware is gone.
That's a great feature. Now, what if there's a virus in the user component?
So
that's not refreshed in the same way.
Yeah. So we work very hard to make sure that that's in the user data. We don't keep executable code, so it's just things like your documents and settings and things like that.
I see.
There's also a backup functionality, so that your data will always be backed up too.
So I noticed that kind of back at Stanford, you worked with one of the co-founders of VMware. So what's kind of the business relationship there? Is it do you license, or is it a strategic partnership?
We are friends with VMware. It's
Okay.
a partnership with them, and we obviously, some of the history is that Monica Lamb, one of the co-founders of the company,
Right.
and Mendel Rosenbaum sit right next to each other at Stanford's computer science department, and we have friends there. They have friends here.
Sure.
So the relationship right now is we are licensing their VMware player. But as we go down the road, we expect to work with other VMMs as well.
Sure, great. So I know they have the VMware ACE, which kind of it's a mechanism so they can easily distribute, and they can also kind of have the portability on the USB drive. So are you you compete with them, I suppose?
I think I'll let John take the question. I think they do different things.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So there are a few differences between what we're doing and what VMware ACE does. First of all, we handle the updates. So VMware ACE is a good method for distributing virtual machines, and the initial distribution of virtual machines. But one thing that we realized early on was that you don't want to just have an initial version. You have to continue to maintain it and keep it up to date.
Sure.
And so that's why we really architected the system to handle the entire life cycle of the virtual desktop, all the way from the creation to the deployment to the updates, to all the steps.
Right. So what's one piece of advice that either both of you guys can answer this you'd have for kind of up and coming founders and entrepreneurs based on what you've learned with your experience at MokaFive?
So a little bit of background on me is I've tried to build my career around technologies or markets that are about ready to take off, and then you get to experience all the craziness, a lot of times great, sometimes not so great. So I think the most important thing is being very targeted and firm in what your plan is and continuing to focus on getting the right product market fit. So you want to build the right product for the right market at the right time. And I think the good news with MokaFive is we have the right product. It's been obviously lots of R&D work behind it, a market that's poised to explode. We talked about the market data stuff as well, and then the timing is good.
I would say three things. Number one, don't be afraid to be ambitious. So if you shoot for something large, then I think you'll have a much better. It's much more enjoyable anyway.
Sure.
The second thing is don't be afraid to change your plan, because probably your initial idea is not going to be exactly what you're going to end up going out with.
Of course.
And so don't you should expect that things are going to change. The third thing is it's very important to the people that you start with. And so we were very lucky that we had some very good people, coming out of Stanford and other connections that we had. And the startup is really about the people working there, and not so much about the ideas or those kind of things.
Well, great. Well, I enjoyed having you both on the show. Thanks for having me.
Kristen, it's been a pleasure.
And thanks for watching Talk Tech.
This is our application, the MokaFive Creator. So you can run this on a Windows machine. You can run this on a Mac. You can also run this on a USB stick. I have an Iron Key here that has our software installed in it too. So now the virtual machine is up, and this is just just some normal Windows environment that the IT administrator might have provisioned for some user, right? And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this background, because everybody wants to have their own desktop backgrounds. Yeah, and so I'm going to go ahead and let's say that I'm the sales rep, and I'm editing this document, the Q1 results, and I've spent a lot of time on this document trying to get it right. And then let's say I'm going to go and browse the web and open up this other file that I got, and then this one has a virus in it, and it actually installed a rootkit in the system. So instead of losing my work or having to send my laptop back to the IT guy, all I have to do is just click and say I want to stop running this live PC, and then I'll just go ahead and restart it. And then when I restart the live PC, what will happen is I get a fresh copy of the OS and all the applications. So all the spyware and malware and everything is now gone. But the edits I just made, to the desktop background and to the spreadsheet, they're all still there. So those will persist. So this makes it a lot. This makes it a lot easier for both the IT administrator, because he doesn't have to deal with the users getting spyware all the time. So the system's back up, the desktop background is changed. I put up my sales documents, and my most recent change is still there, but all the spyware is gone.